Hello. Welcome back to From Success Principles to Properties. This is episode 19 out of 64. My name is Mike DelPrete, Executive Director of the Arizona Real Estate Investors Association. And we are reviewing Jack Canfield's book, The Success Principles. And my goal with this series was to take this book and read it verbatim and give my thoughts on the chapter as well as apply it to real estate investing. So those of you trying to get into real estate investing or new to real estate, or maybe you're having some hurdles in real estate, these principles most importantly change the way I think and how I operate on a daily basis. By applying these 64 principles, I was able to create a new brain muscle and look at things from a different perspective, take action, and get through tough times. So I just want to share my journey and give some examples as I read through this, and hopefully something I share with you on these episodes with these principles will maybe help you dodge a bullet, dodge a mistake, or learn a lesson or something to help you in your journey in real estate investing or business, whatever you may be doing. So it's very important to pay attention to all 64 principles. So this being episode 19, I would highly recommend going back to episode 1, taking 100% responsibility for your life and watching all of them as you can and getting caught up because they all build upon each other. So with all that being said, this episode here is commit to constant and never-ending improvement. That is the key for today, and I am going to start going through that with you. So make sure to subscribe to the AZREIA page, like or comment, or ask any questions live here if you're on, or ask a question anyways. I will come back and check the comments and always get back to you. So I always like just to double check and see if we're even live on Instagram, YouTube. Really quick, 1 second. We are live. Perfect. Make sure this is working. So commit to constant and never-ending improvement. We have innate desire to endlessly learn, grow, and develop. We want to become more than what we already are. Once we yield to this inclination for continuous and never-ending improvement, we lead a life of endless accomplishments and satisfaction. So I like to read the quotes Jack puts in this book. Always great. Love sharing them. So people call me a perfectionist, but I'm not. I'm a rightist. I do something until it's right, and then I move to the next thing. James Cameron, Oscar-winning director. In Japan, the word for constant and never-ending improvement is kaizen. Hopefully I said that right. Not only is that an operating philosophy for modern Japanese businesses, it is also the age-old philosophy of warriors. And it becomes the personal mantra of millions of successful people. Achievers, whether in business, sports, arts, are committed to continuous improvement. If you want to be more successful, you need to learn to ask yourself, how can I make this better? How can I do it more efficiently? How can I do it more profitably? How can we do this with greater love? A lot of great questions there. So the better you ask questions, the better answers you get. So as you learn and grow and gain experience, it allows you to ask better questions and get better answers. So do you ask yourself, like, one thing, another outside of this, another question I've always asked is, um, if I'm in a scenario and it's an opportunity of some sort, business opportunity, whatever it is, I always say, what's the opportunity that this is? Like, what is it? Why is it here? What's it going to do for me? What's the good? What's the bad? What's the opportunity here? And I really just try to sit there and ponder what the situation is at hand rather than this is too good to be true. This isn't real. Sounds fake. It's a scam. So, even asking these questions not only to other people, but most importantly, asking these questions to yourself. The mind numbing pace of change. In today's world, a certain amount of improvement is necessary just to keep up with the rapid pace of change. New technologies are announced nearly every, the book says month, I'll say day. New manufacturing techniques are discovered more than ever. New words come into any trend or fad, and what we learn about ourselves, about our health, our capacity of human thought continues to grow. Improving is therefore necessary simply to survive, but to thrive. As a successful people do, a more dedicated approach to improvement is required. A lot to say here, right? So just one in surviving in business, you have to change. You have to be resourceful, curious. It's constantly changing. And like this book was written probably 20 years ago, and it's saying it's changing faster than ever. Think about now, right? So we could always use those examples. Look at Blockbuster, Netflix approached Blockbuster, right? They said no. Google approached Yahoo. Look at that, right? I think it was I think it was the person that invented the digital camera approached Kodak. Actually, I think the guy that, don't quote me on this, but the guy that invented the digital camera worked for Kodak and brought it to corporate, and they denied him. He brought it to Sony. Look what happened, right? So there's always change going on, and you have to be able to adapt with those changes to survive, whether it's just personal life or business. So in real estate, I could say the biggest time that happened for me was man, there's a lot, but let's just say I started wholesaling back in 2009, 2010 ish, uh, and everything was door knocking, did direct mail and networking. Right? There's just bandit signs. They're just basic ways of doing deals. But as technology grew and entered our business, things were changing. So this was probably like this change for me, which was an eye opener, maybe 2017. I want to say 16, 17 ish, give or take. So what was happening is we'd always pull leads, right? You'd go there's certain data sources. You'd pull a list of names and addresses, and then you'd do direct mail campaigns, right? So we're all familiar with direct mail. That was the thing. And then hopefully they would call you back and you'd work out a deal or whatever it is. Then what happened was the younger guys, like there was people getting into the business that were in the business a shorter time than me, and they were doing what's called skip tracing and cold calling, right? Obviously, right now, if you're watching this, you obviously understand what that is and know what it is. But if you don't, skip tracing is it's kind of like detective work. Like you're able to go through a software program where you put someone's first, last name, and address in there, and it will skip trace them, and it'll research public records or all these different data points, and it will pull out potential old phone numbers, like where they used to live, where they used to work, or where they're currently at, their cell phone number, their email address, maybe a new mailing address for them. So technology was able to do what's called skip tracing. It was very, very new. And then what people would do is once they get those phone numbers, they would start calling them, whether on your cell phone and ultimately what we call a dialer, like on the cloud system, where you could just not only can you call one at a time with your cell phone, but you could get a dialer, take thousands of these phone numbers, put them in a dialer, and the dialer calls for you, and you just sit there and wait for a call to come in. So you may have seen ever get a phone call and right then it's like a little hold, and then you're like, "What's that?" And then you know it's like a telemarketer kind of thing. So that's what it was. So, but at this time in 16, 17, it was all new to me, right? So I see all these new guys coming up. They're saying, "Hey, I'm making this money, this and that," and I'm like, "What are they doing?" So one guy, Carlos Reyes. So if you're in the entrepreneurial real estate investing space, he started here in Phoenix, and he's on Instagram Live. He's just, I'm killing it. I'm cold calling. I'm skip tracing. I'm like, what's this guy doing? Right? Yeah, I was like, no way, this is true. And there's another guy, Jared, in town, well-known guy. I was messaging him. He was like, hey man, send me all your leads, and I'll get them skip traced for you and give you the phone numbers. In my head, not having the abundance mindset or the scarcity mindset, in my head, I'm like, I paid thousands of dollars for all these leads over the years that I'm marketing to and spent doing my direct mail. And you want me to email you all of this to do this new thing called skip tracing. And I was like, So I held off. I was like, I was like, that doesn't make sense. Why am I going to give you all the data in my business so you could skip trace this thing I never heard of? So I was nervous. I didn't believe it. And then I'm watching Carlos on Instagram saying exactly what he's doing. He's just spilling the sauce, just giving it out for free. And I'm like, well, direct mail is slow. I'm not making money, right? There's more competition in direct mail. More people are using it. I'm getting less phone calls, if not, if anything, no phone calls, and you're spending thousands of dollars. So I'm like, either I'm gonna try this skip tracing cold calling thing, or my business is gonna die because traditional routes are not working. So I took the leap. I just watched his Carlos's lives, and I just did what he said to do, and just changed away my business. Literally, I would probably say, um, within a few months, I had 10 people calling for me. And at this time, um, calls to homeowners were so new that I was getting 10 applications a day, 20 applications a day of people like, yeah, I'll take an offer. Yeah, I'll take an offer. Not, they weren't all serious, but we were just crushing it at the end of the day. And what that opened me up to was, so one, first and foremost, I was scared to do it, and I caved in, and I understood I needed the change. That was the most impactful moment for me. So it was either do that or die. So you're probably in a situation where you're at right now, where you're like, I gotta, maybe you work 9 to 5 and you gotta spend some extra money to do some marketing for your real estate business, or you gotta just do some uncomfortable things right now that you're not used to get into the real estate world or to grow your real estate business. You know what it is, right? You just gotta get, as they say, comfortable being uncomfortable. So adapt. It's a must, and there's no choice around it. And even now with Chat GPT, AI, all this stuff, like, right, there's just millions of ways to use it, right? I know there's a lot of hype around it right now, but there are things within ChatGPT that can support and help your business. These automations that you can be using that you should be adapting to and at least learning what they do. You don't have to understand how to do it, every single piece of it, but know enough where you can hire someone or bring someone on to help you with that. So, change, right? Improve in small increments. Whenever you set out to improve your skills, change your behavior, or better your family life or business, beginning in small, manageable steps gives you a greater chance of long term success. So, doing too much too fast not only overwhelms you, it can doom the efforts and lead to failure, thereby reinforcing the belief that it is difficult, it's impossible. When you start small and do achievable steps that you can get good at, it reinforces your belief and you can easily improve. So, so something's new to you or you're adapting into a new way of doing things. Start small, one day at a time. How do you eat an elephant? One bite at a time. Just watch a read a book, listen to a podcast, right? Get a coach, get a mentor, apply that information, go out and try it, right? Don't try to take over the world in 2 weeks, right? Because, yeah, sometimes, even to this day, I get excited, as an entrepreneur, being visionary. You just kind of see everything's a great idea. You see the positive in so many different things, and then all of a sudden you got all these projects on your table, and you're half-assing all of them. So, um, one thing at a time, one bite at a time. Get to know it, understand it, make the change, learn it, get better at it, build the confidence, and then add something new onto it, right? So decide what to improve on. Your goal might be for your company to improve the quality of your product or service, your customer service program, your advertising. Professionally, you might want to improve your computer skills, typing speed, sales skills, negotiating skills. At home, you might want to improve parenting, relationship, cooking. Um, Learning a new skill is important, right? So perhaps you can find how can you do that, right? Just you once again, you got to get comfortable being uncomfortable and trying new things. You got to make the time to improve on these things, right? So maybe, like I said, you're in your job, you have this a certain routine, family life, whatever it is, but you have to figure out ways to take this uh, gain this improvement or make this change. For me, I worked at Verizon Wireless. Like it would, my schedule was crazy. It was from 2 to 11 was my shift. My days off were Sunday and Wednesday, so odd days off, 2 to 11, right? And it was an hour away. So I had to start getting ready at 12 to leave at 1 to be there by 2. And then you get off at 11. And if you end up on a call or something, you're there till 11, 11:30. Then it takes an hour to get back. You're not home till 12:30. Your family's sleeping. And it's just your whole entire day's gone. So I had to figure out how to wholesale and understand real estate investing on those times, like a Sunday on the weekend. You want to spend time with your family, right? It's like Wednesday, okay, maybe everyone's working. You know, we want to stay with your kid. He was young at the time, right? So it's like I had to sacrifice hanging out with my family when on these weird hours. So I had to get up 4 or 5 in the morning, get started at wholesaling, real estate investing, learning it, applying it, be between like 6 and 11 a.m. During the week, or do as much as I can on my 2 days off, or even stay up late after 12, 1 o'clock when I got home. So it was uncomfortable, but that was the only way I was going to get any type of change in my life, was by sacrificing and trying to figure out creative ways to get things done. Ultimately, what I like to say in business is, if you're struggling with time or money, how can you hire someone, trade services, barter, defer payment? As an entrepreneur, there's certain things that need to get done and need to improve within your business, no matter what, whether you like it or not. So you got to use those examples: hire, trade, barter, defer payment, to get certain aspects of your business done at all times. So, to keep yourself focused on consistent, never ending improvement, ask yourself every day, how can I improve? What can I do better? Where can I learn a new skill or develop a new competency? If you do, you have a lifelong journey of improvement. Great, love it. You can't skip success. He who stops being better stops being good. Like that one. Um, what can we stay here? So we're just kind of going back in uh, to the mode of improving every day, right? Sacrificing, doing what you need to do to take those small steps. Successful basketball players learn to shoot with their opposite hand, improve their free throws. Uh, they work on their 3 points. Artists experiment with different media. Airline pilots train for every kind of emergency. Doctors go back to school to learn new procedures and new certifications. They are all engaged in a process of constant and never-ending improvement. Make a commitment to keep getting better and better every day in every way. If you do, you'll enjoy the feelings of increased self esteem, self confidence that can come from self improvement, as well as the ultimate success that will inevitably follow. And it takes time, it doesn't happen overnight, right? Um, man, I mean, I've been doing this real estate investing for 12 years, and I still learn something new every day, right? That's like one, because things change, and one, you just don't know it all, right? There's always a way to be better or learn something in real estate. Um, so, what the book's saying, a margin of greatness in the sport of professional baseball, most respectable players bat an average of 250, or one hit for every 4 times they come to bat. If a 250 batter is also a good fielder, they can expect to do well in the majors. But anyone who hits 300 or 3 hits for every 10 times they go to bat is considered a star. By the end of the season, out of the thousands of players in the league, only about a dozen players will actually average 300. These hitters are honored at the greatest as the greatest players, receive the biggest multi-million-dollar contracts, get all the commercials, all the endorsements. Uh, Consider this: the difference between the truly great ones and the average players is only 1 hit out of 20. A player who bats 250 gets 5 hits in every 20, but a 300 hitter gets 6 hits of those same 20 bats. Uh, in the world of professional baseball, the margin of greatness is only one more hit out of 20. It takes only a little extra bit of performance to go from good to great. So, um, think about that in real estate. That's what my example in real estate investing is offers, right? The highest. What's up, Pedro? Improve and keep going. This is awesome. Yes, sir. Thank you for always being here and supporting like you always do. Um, my thought here is for real estate investing is writing offers. The highest income generating activity you could be doing is analyzing properties and writing offers. So if you don't write an offer, you can't get a or excuse me, if you don't give an offer verbally, right? If you're talking or you don't write the offer, you can't get the official contract to purchase the property. If you can't purchase a you can't purchase a property without the contract. So you can't buy the house. Therefore, you can't have a rental or a flip. Therefore, you won't make any money. So, just like a baseball player takes a swing at the ball and they hit 250, average. The saying in the book says average batter that bats 250 is the average ball player. One more extra hit at every 20 at bats, it could put you at 300, which makes you a great. How can you do that with writing offers? Because that's all, if you want to be a wholesaler, flipper, landlord, you want deal flow, and you want to cash in on properties, whether it's cash flow or flip profits or wholesale assignments, you got to write these properties. So how do you get in front of more people that want to sell their house? So you got to get better at marketing, better at sales, negotiations. But most importantly, when it comes to writing those offers, you want to be able to analyze a deal. What is a good deal? You need to understand that. So, how do you analyze a deal? Do you know how to comp? Do you know how to estimate repairs? Right? Do you understand all the costs involved to flip or rent a house? Do you know how much it is for commissions and concessions, right? Do you understand all these words and all this stuff that applies to a good real estate transaction? So once you do that, you need to go out and pick the neighborhoods you're going to invest in and understand how to comp a rental property. How much rents can I get, right? You need to understand what is the ARV, after repair value, of these properties. So you need to comp properties. What I always do here at AZREIA is we always say after we do our comping and estimating repair class that we give the homework assignment of go out and comp 50 properties. Even if just go on MLS, go on Zillow, something's for sale, you don't have to officially write the offer yet. If the agent has it listed at 300,000, comp the property and see what you come up with. If you come up with 275, right? How did they get 300? Why are they at 300? What's great about that scenario is you can pick up the phone and call the real estate agent and say, "Hey, I'm looking at your property that you have listed at this address at 300,000. I'm running my research and I'm coming up with 275. Can you just enlighten me or share with me the information as to why you want you chose 300 when I'm seeing 275? What happens? Learning, experience, right? They're going to break it down to you and tell you why. Either A, they're going to say, hey, I know it's a little above, or we just feel they're going to tell you why they feel it should achieve 300. Maybe there's certain items about the house you didn't see in the pictures or the description. Maybe they'll tell you something about the neighborhood, but now you're getting better. You're getting that information, data you need about that neighborhood and that house as to understand why the professional listed it at 300 and you came up with 275, right? So there's a lot of learning lessons there. So if you went out and did that 50 times, think about how good you're going to be at comping properties, because the most important thing is you need to know, especially if you're a flipper, let's say, you need to know what the market will pay for that property after you renovate it, right? So you can work backwards and work through your commissions, your expenses, your renovations, your profits, your margin of error, so you can have the right price to offer on that house. So you can, because it's all about the buy. You make your money when you buy, you protect yourself when you buy. So you must know um, how to evaluate deals. So going into, so think about into the analogy of the baseball and swinging the bat. If you just, what can you do every day to, how can I be better at comping? How can I be better at estimating repairs? How can I be better at submitting offers? How can I be better at negotiating offers, right? So if you did that every day, 50, 100 of them by practicing, and then you go out on a daily basis and write one offer a day to someone that has their house for sale, whether it's off market, on market, you will, I guarantee you will get a deal. It's the people that don't write the offers and don't get better at writing offers that do not get the deal. So um, that can be the difference from an average real estate investor to a star real estate investor. And I say star not as an ego and everyone's going to know you because you're so great. No, to achieving financial freedom, achieving quitting your job, achieving whatever it is that you're trying to achieve by leveraging the tool of real estate investing to put you in a better situation to um, succeed at the whatever, go travel, whatever it may be. But there's these little things within the business that you gotta say, how can I get better? How can I get improve? How can I get a new skill? We do that here at the Arizona Real Estate Investing Association, AZREIA.org. We have workshops, networking events, training classes, market information, everything and anything you need to succeed in real estate investing. It doesn't have to be just in Arizona, but most importantly, if you're here investing in Arizona or you're out of state or out of country, which we have a lot of members that invest here in Arizona, we are your key number one source to get that information, reliable, trustworthy, accountable information. We've been doing it for 21 years. So I encourage you to network with us, engage with us on social media, here on YouTube. Give us a subscribe, a like, comment. Um, Check us out on Instagram, Facebook. We're on every platform, or just go to our website, AZREIA.org. Check out our events page. Yeah, if you're in town, stop by, come say hi. Or if we're streaming one of the events, feel free to jump on the live. Uh, that's what I got. That's what I got here today. This is December 15th. Coming up, our next monthly meeting is Monday night, January 8th at Venue 8600 in Scottsdale. We are having our education part of the event is wholesaling real estate. We're going to have an expert panel. We got Brent Daniels, right? Um, Top wholesaler in Phoenix, averaging $25,000 assignment fees. We have Steve Trang, nationwide podcaster, real estate disruptors, number one sales trainer. He's going to talk about negotiating and sales. We have Novation King, who does a creative way within real estate investing, another specific strategy where if the cash offer doesn't work, you can get creative and do the novation. That he'll be there. You can find him, Novation King, on Instagram. He's always calling sellers live. We have Ramon Martinez. He's known for uh, dispositions, meaning selling the wholesale deal, having a team, a powerful cash buyers list that buy deals. So he's going to talk about disposition. So we're covering it all. January 8th. Okay, so be there in person, or you could stream it. Otherwise, check in on this episode from Success Principles to Properties. I hop on here every day and talk about the principle. So I usually do it in the evenings. I have not set a time, but or watch the replay. Go get caught up. So that's all I got for today. My name is Mike DelPrete, Executive Director of Arizona Real Estate Investors Association, and I will be back tomorrow.